Yo, this is Pin. So this is part 3 of my sketchbook videos. This is my third sketchbook and my current sketchbook. I'm filming this again because last time I filmed it, it was on the wrong resolution. So let's do this one more time. Alright, let's go through this. This started at the, let's see, 2023. So somewhere in the middle of it. What we're doing here, the usual portraits, a bit of like mannequinization practice, some sort of gesture with anatomy and mannequinization again. Because I have this usual trend of making a lot of studies during my free time, I guess, whenever I'm sketching on my sketchbook. I see a lot of people have their sketchbooks and they just draw things they enjoy, and I do that too from time to time, like this maybe. I know it looks kind of funny. It's like a bug creature thing, but I do use it like 80 to 90% of the time just for practicing, honestly, or warming up, because I'm not too precious with my sketchbooks. Once in a while, when I get in the mood, I try to do some more finished drawings, or like actually try to render things out, I guess. Now, I think most of these are actually studies, except this one. But yeah, otherwise I just spend time doing like quicker stuff like this, just to like practice, because I tend to make my actual work mostly digitally these days. So yeah, it's fun, always practicing the same thing. I guess I've always had this idea of learning to draw characters from any perspective and angle in any pose. It's been kind of obviously a little dream of mine. I've yet to get there, but I have improved, and I'm on my way. I think the key is to always like do a ton of studies and breakdowns. Back in this time, I think I didn't quite understand what I should do to actually learn from my studies, so I was just doing a lot of mindless copies, so to say, which is why my art didn't really improve that much, really. I got pretty good at copying, but like whenever I try to draw from imagination, like you see, it would be lacking. But I think this kind of, you have to spend the time to learn how to learn as well. And for some people, they just get it all right off the bat because they maybe have they're maybe good at learning to begin with, like in some other aspect where they learned how to learn. And people learn differently, so you gotta figure out what works for you. Goblins. These are from imagination, I think. Same with some of these. Drawing body parts. I think it was somewhere in this sketchbook that I chose to kind of give up on pencils or mechanical pencils and just go with the ballpoint pens, because they're a bit more permanent, a bit nicer. I like how they're more visible on the page, as you can see on the video as well, I'm sure. These kind of things are just kind of like fading off the page after a few months of just having them. Also, I draw with like a HP, which doesn't help either. I like armors. I think knights are pretty cool, so it's a lot of study of that. Some proportions on butts. God. Yeah, just sometimes you gotta figure out how to make your characters more conventionally attractive. Right? Buff dudes. Yeah, a lot of like naked figures, I guess. Oh, this was a drawing from a friend. He drew in my sketchbook. He doesn't draw usually, so I just told him, okay, let's just draw together. And he drew me this Timo, and I was actually quite impressed. It was from reference, but mind you, he doesn't ever draw, so it was pretty damn accurate. You should have seen, you can see my first sketches, they're nowhere near as good as what he did. Fish, like that. She taking a dump? I don't know. I think that's from Bruce Lee, my childhood hero. Love the guy. Back to doing some stuff that I like more, just some portraits, some rough characters. I think these are from Ahmed Eldori. Trying to channel some of his skills, you know. So like, what's these called? There's a guy called Peter Hahn, and he speaks about this kind of construction method where you draw shapes and then you give them form and texture, and you can kind of break things down into that. It's called, I don't remember what it was called. It was a really cool technique, so I wanted to try that. I think this is around the time when I decided to do things on in pen. Okay, here, I wrote it too. At the end of 2024, since it's already been a year and a half since the start. I had the sketchbook like forever. I'm still not finished with it. It's not that I don't draw, it's just that I don't draw in sketchbooks these days. Kind of trying to then do that idea is like breaking down something in a simple shapes and then trying to rotate it along with a box to see if I can learn something. Now this looks terrible, but I think if you have a good base and pay attention, you can actually do a pretty good job. It's a bit tougher when you do it with pen because you can't take it back. You just have one try. Hopefully most of the sketchbook is in frame because I can't see that well. These are some studies from TB Choi, and then like I do like a study like this, and then maybe I try to turn it myself in my imagination and then see if I can work with that, and then think, what if it leaned back, forward, or like something like that, you know. It really helps to not just do studies. I think it was around this time I was kind of figuring it out. Copying alone doesn't help. You don't learn by just like doing, having a lot of mileage necessarily. You hear that from a lot of artists, and it's partially true. You do need to have a lot of mileage, but mileage alone doesn't help. You need to spend time breaking things down, trying to understand them, and then apply your knowledge to what you can do. And a good way to test yourself is to draw it from imagination. So don't be afraid to like try something new, I guess. I'm quite good at this point of drawing things like in perspective, I would say. Just like basic forms at least. Trying to kind of manipulate the forms a bit more and try to apply that to something like figures, right? It's a bit of a warm-up with boxes and cylinders, character sketches. It's a really lovely gesture, I like that. This guy as well. These were from Pinterest or something, actually, I think. Some more figure drawing from reference. A good technique I use on these is like you can draw like a line for the shoulder and like the hips. kinda, and also like for the arms and the limbs. It kind of helps you understand the proportion and like how it's gonna be, and then you can add the forms around it. That way it helps me kind of construct it without laying down anything too final with the pen. These are some thumbnails and some more perspective craziness. This kind of stuff is always fun, kind of ideating. I think I was trying to do a breakdown of a image I saw in my sketchbook. It's good to see like this kind of stuff that like you see a full illustration, you can always kind of reverse engineer it to try to learn something. Or like this was a cool drawing I saw, so I tried to replicate it. I think on the next page I did like another one, but trying to apply the same technique that this guy was using. So here was how that looked like. But this one wasn't obviously drawing. It was from like a bodybuilder or something, I think. Now it isn't as good as the last one, but I think it's good to try things, you know, like that. And then we just go back to my usual drawings. I think I was kind of getting tired of some studies, so I just whipped out a page from imagination. Like her. She's like a pissed off librarian. Elf girl. Some more portrait studies. And then like drawing some armors. Some characters from the mind. Mind you, some of these pages are probably months apart. So if there's ever like a increase or decrease of skill, that's why. Because sometimes I don't draw, and you tend to get worse if you don't practice something. So by the time I get back to it and warm up, some of my drawings get good. Sometimes I just improved overall, so yeah, that's probably why. This is the current last page. I think this page is all from imagination. These days I've tried and experimented a lot more with poses and anatomy. So I've gotten a bit better grasp of that. So it's a bit nicer to construct like poses like this. But overall, it's still something I'm working on. So we have this. Whatever possum cat looking thing, I don't know. It's not that much left of this sketchbook. It's just like 10 pages maybe. I'll be done with it one day. But I think what I'm planning to do next is just do a video on my actual work and see how that goes. Alright, thank you for watching, and you can watch my other videos, like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, you know, the usual YouTube stuff, and stick around if you're interested in seeing more videos. Bye bye.